Good day, everyone. Welcome to Mutual Fund Investing. This is part one of the two-part series. Sabi nga, a vast majority daw of Filipinos do not save regularly and they have very little or no savings at all. Para maging magaling kang investor, dapat magaling ka rin na saver. Kasi yung investment fund mo definitely would come from your savings. So, i-distinguish muna natin. Okay, ano bang pinagkaiba ng savings sa investments? Okay, pag sinabi natin savings, you're simply setting aside an amount, maybe each day or every week, but later on, gagastusin mo din yan. Maybe bibili ka ng bagong shoes or bag, diba? Or bibili ka ng gadget, bagong iPhone. So, ang purpose mo when you save money is to spend that money. Alright? Sa investment, it's different. Okay? Ang purpose is to grow your money. Okay, when you save, you're spending less now, nagtitipid-tipid ka ngayon, okay, nakatipid ka ng, for example, nag-ipon ka ng 1,000, and you will spend that later on, 1,000, same amount. When you invest money, okay, you're spending less now, maybe you are saving 1,000 a month, pero mapapansin mo after ilang years, no, mapapansin mo na when you invest money and that money grows, okay, mas malaki na pala ang nagiging purchasing power ng pera mo. Mas marami ka nang pwedeng mabili. When you save money, basically, it's for your short-term goals. Ang time horizon nito, less than a year. You will be needing or spending the money in less than a year. Kaya kung ang purpose mo lang is para gastusin yan within a year, wag mo na siyang i-invest. Because ang investment, like mutual funds, mas bagay siya sa mga long-term goals natin. Alright? Now, savings, basically low risk, low return. Kaya nga yung pera sa bangko, okay, so very safe. Pero don't expect a higher return. If you would like to invest in stocks, mutual funds, dapat you're also willing to take some risks. Okay? Ano yung risk? Risk na pwedeng bumaba ang value ng money mo, pwede kang malugi ng 10%, 20%. Ayan. And of course, savings, yung bang pera mo sa bangko, does it beat inflation? Okay? Mas malaki ba ang kinikita ng pera mo sa bangko kumpara sa inflation rate na meron tayo ngayon sa Pilipinas? Sa investments, well, historically, it is proven to beat inflation. So why should you invest? So one of the main reasons ba't tayo nag-i-invest is because of what we call inflation. So yan yung pagtaas ng presyo ng bilihin. Anong mas mabilis tumaas? Presyo ng bilihin or sweldo? So let's just give you a simple illustration of the effect of inflation. Ayan, before, with 5,000 pesos, makakabili ka na a cart full of grocery items, right? Ngayon, with 5,000 pesos, halos ilang items na lang yung mabibili mo. 10 years ago, do you have any idea how much is one sack of rice? 10 years ago, ang isang sako ng bigas, around 800 pesos to 1,000 pesos. Ngayon, di ba? 2,000, 2,500 pesos. So napansin nyo yung effect ng inflation, after 10 years, nagdoble. So dapat, yung pera din natin, kayang dumoble in 10 years or less than 10 years. Let's learn the effect of taxes and inflation on our savings account and purchasing power. If you have 10,000 pesos today deposited in a bank savings account, kikita po yan ng how much? 0.25%. What is 0.25% of 10,000? That's 25 pesos. Ayan. So, 25 pesos lang naman ang kikitain natin sa loob ng isang taon. Saan tayo makakarating niyan? Ano ang mabibili natin sa 25 pesos? Sabi nila, corneto. Ayan. And the sad thing is, meron siyang withholding tax. Siyempre, financial product yan. So, meron po siyang withholding tax of 20%. 20% of 25,000 minus 5 pesos. So, the net after tax of your money is 10,020. Okay, and meron pa tayong ibabawas. Ito yung na-mention ko a while ago that we have inflation rate of 6% over the last 30 years. So, ilagay lang natin, halimbawa, 5%. So, what is 5% of 10,000? Okay, that's 500 pesos. So, mayroon pong bumabawas na 500 pesos sa halaga ng 10,000 natin kada taon. So, the actual return of your money is no longer 10,000 pesos, but 9,520. The question is, are you gaining or losing your money in the bank? Kumikita pa ba ang pera sa bangko? Hindi na po talaga kumikita yung pera sa bangko. Kumbaga old school na rin siya. Kailangan na nating mag-adapt sa mga pagbabago. Why should you invest? Okay, number one, to beat inflation. Second, you would like to grow your money. So let's compare. If meron kang 10,000 pesos monthly, na dinideposit sa bangko, earning point 25%, in 20 years time, you can expect to have 2.46 million. Time deposit naman, okay, it earns around 2%. Yung 10,000 mo after 20 years will be 2.9 million. But did you know that stocks and mutual funds, in fact, if you check the historical performance of mutual funds in the Philippines and stocks, kaya niya talagang magbigay ng 12% per annum na rate of return. If you invest 10,000 every month, that will be 8.65 million in 20 years. Kung maglalagay ka ng pera mo, okay, sa mga institutions, sa mga vehicles, saan mo mas magandang pataguin ang pera mo? Sa savings account ba? Sa time deposit ba? Or sa stocks or mutual funds ba? Definitely gusto natin mas malaki yung rate of returns. Alright? Okay, next. Kilala ba natin si Lolo Albert Einstein? Okay, so this is one of the secrets of the rich. Ang tawag po dito is the rule of 72 or the power of compounding interest. So sabi ni Lolo Albert, this is the formula. 72 divided by the interest is equal to the number of years that it will take for your money to double. Ang tanong, ilang taon daw bago mo madoble yung pera mo? Ayan. So, sino ditong age 30? Meron kang 10,000 pesos and then you decided to invest that at 1%. The question is, yung 10,000 pesos, kailan magiging 20,000? So using the formula 72 divided by 1, which is the interest, it will take you 72 years before you can double the money. So at the age of 30 plus 72, ayan, congratulations guys, at the age of 102, na doble na ang pera mo, naging 20,000. Ang tanong, mabilis ba or mabagal? So, yun ang nakakalungkot, diba? Marami nang namatay at lahat, hindi pa na-doble yung kanilang pera sa bangko. What if, ayan, ininvest mo yan, before merong time deposit na 4%, so using the formula of Lolo Albert, 72 divided by 4, instead of 72 years, ngayon maghihintay kang mag-debut ang pera mo bago madoble, right? So, if you deposited 100,000 pesos at the age of 29, ayan, so 18 years, after 18 years or at the age of 47, yung 100,000 mo madadoble magiging 200,000. Another 18 years, yung 200,000 mo magiging 400,000. So anong gagawin ni Bangko dun sa money natin? So definitely hindi naman niya i-stay lang sa vault ng bank. Ang gagawin ni Bangko, maghahanap yan ng mga legal investment vehicles na kaya kumita ng 12%, right? So in 6 years time lang, kaya ng doble ni Bangko yung pera natin. So at the age of 29, yung 100,000 mo, ayan, after 6 years, madodoble na ni Bangko, kaya maging 200,000. Another 6 years, madodoble. Another 6 years, another 6 years, ayan. And at the age of 65, meron ng 6.4 million. Alright, so pabalik ka sa teller at the age of 65, and sasabihin mo sa teller, miss, kukunin ko na yung aking dineposit. And sabi ng teller, congratulations po, yung 100,000 nyo is already 400,000. Magiging masaya ba tayo by the time? Ayan, siguro kung hindi tayo financially educated, masaya tayo. Pero kung financially educated tayo, marirealize natin, teka, bakit 6.4 million ang pera sa bangko, 400,000 lang yung binigay niya sa akin. So that means to say, kumita si bangko ng how much? 6 million. So this is the wealth bucket. Ano ba yung mga kakampi natin sa pagpapayaman? Definitely, kailangan natin ng pera, kailangan ng sweldo, kailangan din ng rate of return, positive. Ito yung kita natin, ng pera natin. And of course, time. Time can be your ally when it comes to growing your wealth. Now, who are the enemies of our wealth? Inflation, pagtaas ng presyo ng bilihin, mahirap kalaban to kasi hindi naman natin to control. Tama? Bad debts, ito pwede natin kontrolin. Yung utang tayo ng utang. So dapat makontrol natin yan, ma-zero out natin yung utang natin. Taxes, hindi natin pwedeng kontrolin din yan. It's an inherent power of the state. So kapag sumusweldo ka, may income tax ka. Kapag nag-groceries ka, may EVAT ka. Tama? Pag nag-save sa bangko, may 20% withholding tax ka. So wala tayong lusot pagdating sa taxes. So may nagsabi, mamatay na nga lang para walang tax. Sad to say, okay, meron pa rin tayong estate tax pag namatay. Ayan. So building wealth, it's not just about filling your bucket. It's not just about earning money. Okay, it's also important that we fix the leaks in our bucket. Ano ba yung leaks? Ito yung lack of discipline, ito yung lack of financial education, marami tayong hindi naiintindihan or hindi alam, kaya hindi talaga tayo nakakapag-ipon. Now, let's proceed to investment. Ano ba yung investment? Investment is any asset into which funds can be placed with the expectation that three things. Kapag nag-generate ng income for you, okay? Kapag napapreserve mo yung capital or nag increase ang value ng asset na binili mo over time. Okay, yung bang binili mong bagong bag, shoes, cellphone, nag-generate ba ng income? Okay, na-preserve ba ang capital niyan? For example, if you buy a brand new iPhone today and you plan to sell it 2 years, 3 years from now, would it still have the same value? Okay, na-preserve mo ba yung capital mo, yung nilabas mong pera dyan? If they're not increasing value, if they're not generating income for you, and if they don't preserve your capital, we don't consider that as assets. So definitely you don't consider that as investments. So why should you invest? So minention ko na, to beat inflation, to grow your money. And ito, tingnan nyo yung different scenario. Ang sarap ng feeling, di ba, na nag-i-invest ka, tapos meron kang current income. Yung tipong nag-work ka, nasa trabaho ka, ayan, nag-invest ka ng, for example, ng 100, tapos kumita yung investment mo ng 10%, diba? So after a while, meron ka ng 110. Eh, how much more kung 100,000 pesos yan? Diba? So, saan mo makukuha yung current income? If you are invested in stocks, okay, yung mga malalaking companies na kumikita, nagbibigay po yan ng dividends or shares sa profits. Or nag-invest ka sa bonds. So, ang bonds naman, pinapautang yan sa government. Ayan, so yung interest income na nare-receive mo, 'di ba? So, tas may parenta, nagpaparenta ka pa, may mga nabili kang properties. So, on top of your salary, doon sa employment mo, meron ka pang nare-receive na current income. Alright? Next, meron kang capital na napapreserve. I realized na ang pinakamalaking risk, okay, na meron tayo is yung hawak lang natin yung pera. Kasi wala naman talaga naiipon pag hawak lang ang pera. And of course, capital appreciation. Ito ang pinakamaganda, especially if you're invested in stocks or mutual funds, yung pagtaas ng presyo. For example, ang price per share at the time na binili mo is 100 pesos. And then after a couple of months or years later, naging 200 pesos yung presyo. Ang tawag po dun sa difference dun sa price is price appreciation or capital appreciation. Now, before we dig into the realms and the concepts of investing, it's very important na alam muna natin yung mga basic consideration. What are your financial goals? Why are you investing? Now, another thing, dapat alam din natin yung time horizon. Okay? So, yung haba at iksi, okay, nung investing period natin. And of course, risk tolerance. Mahalaga po yun. Kasi ang pag-i-invest po sa stock market or sa mutual funds, may mga risk po yan. So, isa-isahin natin ha. Let's start with financial goals. Ano ba yung mga financial goals mo sa buhay? Nakaka-relate ba kayo dyan? You know, someday sabi mo, Nay, tay, gusto ko itang ipagpagawa ng bahay. Or you would like to own a car someday. And sabi mo sa parents mo, pag-travel ko po kayo. Para kasi nakikita ko kayo everyday, pagod na pagod sa trabaho. So, at least time will come. Ita-travel ko kayo kahit saan nyo gusto. Sino sa inyo yung gusto pang mag-postgraduate studies, mag-aral, magpa-aral ng mga anak, mga kapatid, mag-travel, and retirement, no? Napakahalaga niyan, paghandaan na natin yung retirement. And of course, marami sa inyo din gusto mag-put up ng sariling business. So kung ang goal mo is patagalin or i-park yung money mo sa mutual funds in 5 years time, recommended, ilagay mo yan. And of course, kung long-term investor ka, if you're planning to invest over 5 years, 10 years, ayan, 20 years. So if short term lang, lagay mo na lang sa bangko yan. If medium term and long term, ayan. So mas advisable ilagay sa mutual funds or stocks. Next, risk tolerance. This is the general investment principle. And ito po nako-compute ito. Actually, kino-compute namin ito sa risk management. Ang nature talaga ng investment, kapag high return po siya, it's because high risk po siya. And kapag low risk, low return. Like sa bangko, very safe, di ba? Low risk yon sa bangko, pero low return. And high risk, ito na yung mga stocks. Ayan, yung mga forex, etc. Stage 1 sa buhay natin, ito yung years na after graduating in college, we're working hard to earn money. Diba? So we're seeking promotion, we're seeking to increase our income, our salary. Ito yung pagod na pagod ka, nag-overtime ka. Sino sa inyo yung kahit walang sweldo, magtatrabaho? Yeah. Sino sa inyo yung kahit na walang sweldo, papasok dahil mahal ang boss? Diba? Or sino sa inyo yung number one stressor ay boss? Kung pwede nga lang hindi na makita. So you at work, ito yung stage na ikaw ang nagtatrabaho para kumita ng pera. Now, stage 2 sa buhay natin, yung after several years of working hard, dahil na-educate ka, nag-invest ka na, nag-save ka na, so unti-unti nang kumikita yung investments mo. So, darating yung time na you and money at work. So, kayong dalawa na. Ang sarap, diba, na hindi lang ikaw nagtatrabaho para kumita ng pera, kundi pati na rin yung investments mo. And stage 3 in our life is when you stop working, tapos ka na magtrabaho, pagod ka na, retired ka na, diba? At age of 40, gusto mo na mag-retire or 50. Ayan. So, dito naman, ito yung stage kung saan yung pera mo na ang nagtatrabaho para sa'yo. Yung tipong parelax-relax ka na lang, pa-travel-travel ka na lang, diba? Pabigay-bigay ka na lang sa charities, and kumukulot ka na lang sa mga investments mo. Alright? So, saan stage na gusto mapunta? 1, 2, or 3? 3, di ba? Siyempre, gusto natin. Pero right now, nasang stage na tayo. Alright? Okay, now, sino sa inyo working na? Marami sa mga Pilipino, they rely on a single source of income. And isa sa natutunan ko sa mga mentors ko is never ever depend on a single source of income. Hindi ka yayaman kung isa lang ang source mo. The rich people, okay, they have multiple sources. Majority of Filipinos, what they have is what we call active income. Ito yung income that you earn from your job. Okay, example, empleyado ka, you have salaries, the company give you bonuses, so active income mo yon. Professional fees, so mga lawyers, CPAs, doctors, they earn professional fees when they render services. Right? Commission from agents, broker, they earn commission. OFW, seafarer, ayan, depende sa contract. Pag may kontrata, may income. Pag walang kontrata, walang income. And retirees, they rely on their monthly pension. But sad to say, di ba, sabi ng SSS, ang average monthly pension ng mga retirees natin ngayon nasa 8,000 pesos. Do you think with 8,000 pesos monthly, magiging hayahay ang retirement life natin? Ayan, baka sa medical expenses kulang pa. Now, tingnan naman natin, ito yung hindi masyadong naiintindihan ng karamihan. Passive income and portfolio income. Pag sinabing passive income, ito yung income na galing sa mga real estate, limited partnerships, and other tax advantage investments. So, example, nakapagpatayo ka ng mga apartments, condominium, tapos nangongolekta ka na lang, di ba, ng rental income yan or lease. Royalty fee, what if nag-invest ka or nag-franchise ka sa Jollibee, McDonald's, you're receiving royalty fee from that, like 5%. Naka-invento ka ng mga products, ayan, processes or procedures, so may royalty fee ka dyan, literary works, composition. Now, ano naman yung portfolio income? And ito yung pag-uusapan natin. So, ito yung earnings na nakukuha natin from investments. Example of investments, dahil ikaw ay masipag magtrabaho at sinisinop mo ang iyong salary, pinagtatrabahuan or income from the business, nag-i-invest ka sa stocks, mutual funds, meron ka ring long-term healthcare na merong investments. So, you're earning portfolio income. Kasi tatlong types of income, alin dyan ang pinakagusto nyo? Diba? Alin dyan magpapayaman sa atin? Ayan. So actually, lahat naman ng yan, okay, is makakatulong sa atin para maging wealthy. Alright? Kasi yung passive income, guys, and portfolio income, manggagaling yan sa active income. Kaya if you are not saving money from your salary, wala rin tayong i-invest. So active income, this is an income wherein ikaw nagtatrabaho para kumita ng pera. This is income from your direct labor. And when you stop working, your active income stops. Nakakatakot ba na mag-rely sa active income lang? Sa employment income? Yes. Lalo na ngayon, di ba? And sabi ng DOLE, ng Department of Labor and Employment, more than 10 million Filipinos will lose their job this year because of the pandemic. Ayan. Now, passive income naman and portfolio income, this is the type of income kung saan pera mo na ang magtatrabaho para sa'yo. Okay? Income keeps coming even if you're not working. And when you stop working, your income continues. Sarap, di ba? Yung pa-travel-travel ka na lang pero kumikita na yung mga in-invest mo. Now, there are two types of investments. Gusto mo mag-invest sa stocks? There are two ways. Pwede kang mag-direct or pwede kang mag-indirect investment. Pag sinabing direct investment, kayo po ang mag-open sa isang brokerage firm, okay, ng account. Kayo ang magmo-monitor ng stocks. Kayo pa rin po ang pipili kung anong companies bibilhin nyo. Kayo po ang mag-monitor niyan kung kailan tataas ang presyo, kailan kayo bibili, kailan kayo magbebenta. So most of the hard work is nasa iyo. Ikaw ang in control of everything. That's direct investment. So, pag indirect investment naman, ang tawag po dyan, managed fund or mutual fund. Somebody else is managing the fund for you. Ang tawag po doon sa nagmamanage ng fund ay professional fund manager. Ayan. So direct stocks, ang advantage po niyan, it has proven to beat inflation. It's great for long-term investing. Ang disadvantage naman yan, normally, when you invest directly, it requires big amount. You'll also have to study charts, monitor prices, ayan, and you'll have to time the market. Ibig sabihin, tatimingan mo yung market, kailan ka bibili, kailan ka magbibenta. Ang direct stocks po, bagay ito sa mga full-timer. And of course, ito yung mga matataas yung risk tolerance. Okay lang sa kanilang malugi ng 50%, 30%, 20%. Kaya nilang i-take yung risk. So, ang mutual fund po is ideal for people who have no time to trade. For example, empleyado ka. So, syempre naman yung ating 8 to 5 is nakalaan yan for the company. So, it's not fair for the company na habang nagtatrabaho tayo, nagtatrade tayo. Tama? It's applicable for people who have limited amount of money. Alam nyo ba na for as low as 1,000 pesos, pwede ka nang mag-invest sa mutual fund? And of course, if you are not an expert, mahirap pong timingan ng market kung kailan babagsak ang presyo at kung kailan tataas ang presyo. That's why I hope you understand na I would always recommend mutual funds, especially for beginners, people who have very limited idea or knowledge about the stock market. So let me just walk you through some of the benefits and features of mutual funds. So affordable, yan, 1,000 pesos. Meron na tayong mga mutual funds sa Pilipinas na with just 1,000 pesos, pwede ka nang mag-open ng account. It's very safe and transparent. It beats inflation. Ayan, it's highly liquid. Pwede mong withdrawin anytime. It's stress-free investing because you don't manage it. Definitely, mas mataas ang return yan kumpara sa bangko, kumpara sa ibang mga investment vehicles. It's very convenient because right now, pwede ka nang mag-deposit sa bangko, pwede ka mag-GCash, pwede ka mag-bank transfer. Professionally managed, it's non-taxable. Yung kinita mo, wala po siyang tax. Ano yung diversification? Ito yung hinahati-hati yung investments para maiwasan yung pagkalugi. Ayan. So, are you familiar with these companies? Would you like to become a part owner or shareholder of these companies? Maganda yung pakiramdam na, alam mo, hindi ka lang consumer. You're also an investor, di ba? Nag-invest in mutual funds sa PLDT, sa Smart, sa Globe, kay BPI, BDO, Universal, Robina. Kung yung mutual fund is naka-invest sa 20 blue chip companies, that makes you also a shareholder of the 20 blue chips companies. May dalawang paraan para mag-raise ng kapital ang mga companies na yan. Pwede po silang mangutang, alam naman natin yan, and pwede silang mag-issue ng shares of stock sa publiko. Or pwede nilang gawin pareho. Combination of both. So when they issue shares of stocks, now ikaw naman, you have the opportunity to invest, to lend your money to these companies and hayaan mong gamitin nila. You are buying shares of stocks of these companies and take note, you don't have to manage them 24/7. This is different when you put up a business na ikaw lahat ang nagmamanage, ikaw ang nakipag-usap sa tao, sa supplier, lahat ng problema, dala mo, di ba? Pati marketing, strategies, operations, lahat. Now, ang kagandahan sa mutual funds, you don't do all those things because fund manager po ang bahala dyan. Sa tingin nyo ba, itong mga companies na to, pag nag-invest ka dyan through a mutual fund, sa palagay mo ba is magsasara itong mga companies na to 5 years from now, 20 years from now? Sa palagay mo ba kumikita itong mga companies na to? Well, if you're optimistic enough, ayan, and you can take risk na maaari silang malugi, maaari silang magsara. So, it's up to you if you're going to invest in mutual funds. How does a mutual fund work? So, yung mga ini-invest natin, yung, for example, yung 1,000 pesos ko, yung 5,000 pesos mo, yung 1 billion pesos niya, pinagsasama-sama po yan ng fund manager. So, the fund manager will use that money para i-invest po sa mga securities like pwede pong ipautang sa government, pwedeng ipautang sa mga commercial companies, at pwede rin i-invest sa mga companies na Lucio Tan, ni na Gokong Wei, C, Zubel de Ayalas. And definitely, when they earn through dividends or price appreciation, yung kinikita na niyan, ibabalik din po sa atin as investors. Now, iisa-isayin ko, like kanina na-mention ko na, ano yung mga features and benefits. Now, again, as I mentioned, ang mutual fund po ay professionally managed. There is a fund manager, an expert, okay, in that field, and full-time with his team of analysts who will study stocks and monitor them for you. Madalas may nagtatanong, ano po bang magandang bilhin ngayon? Anong company? Okay, pag nag-invest ka sa mutual fund, hindi mo kailangan mag-worry kasi fund manager po ang bahalang mag-research at mag-analyze kung anong mga kumpanya ngayon sa Pilipinas ang magandang bilhin. And ang kanya pong research team is composed of analysts na merong mga kanya-kanyang expertise. Usually, merong sa kanilang in charge sa mining sector, may in charge sa food and beverages. So, expert sila na monitor talaga nila. The question is, kaya ba nating mag-manage ng ating investments on a full-time basis? Tayo ba'y expert pagdating sa stock market? Alam ba natin paano mag-analyze ng companies? Alam ba natin kung kailan tataas ang presyo? Alam ba natin kung aling mga companies ngayon ang kumikita? Alam ba natin kung aling companies din ngayon ang nalulugi? Okay, next is very affordable. For as low as 1,000 pesos, pwede ka nang mag-invest. No wonder, I have students who are investing and meron na rin akong mga college students who are investing regularly. So there's no reason for the working sector, no, yung ating mga nasa labor force na hindi tayo makapag-start mag-invest. If 1,000 yung opening, pwede kang mag-invest ng additional 500 pesos. Instead of spending 1,000 for certain items na hindi naman nag-generate ng income for you, why not invest that money in a mutual fund, right? At least, na-discipline mo yung sarili mo and at the same time, meron kang may expect pagdating ng araw. Okay, diversification. When we talk about diversification, it means you are spreading your money into different asset classes. So, ang sabi, don't put your eggs in one basket. Huwag mong ilagay lang lahat ng pera mo sa isang investment vehicle. So, mahalaga na hinahati-hati natin. Para saan? To minimize the risk of losing your money. So, ang maganda niyan is, meron kang money na nasa real estate, a portion of your money is also into stocks, meron ka rin syempre emergency fund, hindi po dapat mawala. And of course, maganda may insurance ka rin. Anything could happen. Pwede kang kunin ni Lord anytime. What if maganda ang boses mo? Ayan, nangailangan si Lord ng choir sa langit. Ayan, and of course, pwede ka rin maglagay sa bonds. Alam nyo ba na magandang mag-invest ngayon sa bonds? Kasi ang stocks natin bumabagsak ang presyo, pero ang bonds, hindi po bumabagsak ang presyo. Kasi interest income yan from pautang. Pinapautang natin, so merong guaranteed interest income na nare-receive tayo. Ayan, very convenient. Another feature, you don't need to study or time the market. What you need to do is to invest regularly. And you may pay through banks. Ayan, napaka-convenient na ngayon. Deposit na lang, bank transfers, GCash. It's basically stress-free. Alright? Next, it's very liquid. Pag sinabing liquid, guys, pwede mong i-withdraw ang investments mo anytime na kailanganin mo siya. Okay, mutual fund investors can redeem their investments anytime and expect the money within 7 banking days from the date of redemption request. So, ang kagandahan yan, dahil hindi naman nagpapautang ang mutual fund, so meron niyang amount na sinaset aside always for redemption. Okay, next. Ayan. So, magandang-maganda to because ang iyong kikitain, ayan, sa mutual fund ay tax-free. Nasa batas po yan as stated in Republic Act 8424 or Tax Reform Act of 1997. Okay, next. Ayan, as I mentioned, mutual funds are highly regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Ang SEC, ito yung humahabol dun sa mga scam companies. Remember, pag meron tayong nababalitaan ng mga scam na company, ang SEC ang nagpapasara dyan. Ano ang trabaho ng SEC? Definitely to regulate. So when they regulate, kasama na dyan yung pagmamonitor doon sa mga financial reports. They also have the list of all the board of directors. Ultimong yung compensation ng mga BOD, minamonitor nila. Public interests ang pinoprotektahan ng Securities and Exchange Commission. Okay, these are some of the restrictions. And take note of this. Bakit safe? mag-invest sa mutual fund. Mutual funds cannot invest more than 10% of its asset in any security other than the government. Okay, ano pong ibig sabihin nito? Hindi po pwedeng mag-invest ang fund manager sa isang company ng more than 10% ng pondo nito. So like Jollibee, kahit gusto po ng fund manager na ilagay 90% ng pondo niya sa Jollibee, hindi niya po pwedeng gawin yun. Kasi po, ang sabi ng batas natin, not more than 10%. So right now, actually, babaguhin na yan kasi 15% na. So pwede nang mag-invest ang isang mutual fund company ng 15% maximum sa isang company. Ayan, pero hindi pwedeng more than 15%. Now, another safety feature of a mutual fund, operating cost po should not exceed 10% of previous year's net assets. So dito pa lang pinapakita na hindi po pwedeng umabuso ang mga mutual fund company na yung tipong ang laki ng expenses nila. Kasi minomonitor yan ng SEC. Hindi daw pwedeng lumampas yung kanilang expenses sa net assets nila by 10%. They cannot also borrow without 300% asset coverage. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Makakapangutang lang po sila kung ang kanilang assets ay 3 times dun sa amount na utangin nila. For example, mangungutang ang mutual fund ng 1 billion. Kung may 3 billion sila, posible yon. Pero kung wala silang 3 billion at less than 3 billion, hindi po sila pwedeng mautang ng ganung kalaking amount. And of course, it's not covered po by the PDIC. Ayan, ang sa bangko, covered yan by a maximum of 500,000. Pero sa mutual fund, hindi po siya covered. Kasi po, subject yan to price fluctuation. Depende sa performance ng mga local companies in the Philippines and depende sa economy. All right, so those are just some of the benefits and features of investing in mutual fund. Now, ang tanong, gusto ko na mag-invest sa mutual fund. May iba-ibang klase ng mutual fund. So, meron pong iba-iba kasing klase ng mutual fund. Para malaman mo kung anong type of mutual fund ang bagay sa'yo, importante muna na ma-assess natin yung sarili natin kung anong type of investor naman tayo. Ano ba yung attitude natin, ano yung mindset natin, ano yung behavior natin. Pag sinabing aggressive, mataas yung risk tolerance mo, hindi ka natatakot kung malugi ng 50%, okay ka kahit 10% ang lugi, kahit 20%, nakakakain ka pa rin, nakakausap ka. Alam mo, yung may pandemic, may crisis, pero okay lang, happy ka lang, parang mahaba pa yung time horizon mo, so aggressive ka. 'Di ba? Pag sinabi namang moderate, balance, parang balance lang. Yes, you're willing to take risk, pero ayaw mo naman ng sobrang laki ng maging lugi sa'yo. So parang okay lang, gusto ko din kumita yung money ko. Ayoko namang patulugin lang sa bangko, kaya gusto kong mag-invest. So, more on moderate ka. Okay? Pag sinabi naman conservative, takot ka. Ayaw mong i-risk yung money mo. Or ito yung mga tipong gusto nila nasa piggy bank yung money or nasa bangko lang yung pera nila or nasa ilalim ng kanilang unan. Ayan. So, identify yourself first kung anong type of investor ka because sa next slides natin, dito nade-determine kung anong type of investment ang bagay sa'yo. There are actually different classifications of mutual funds. Okay? There are actually more than 4. Pero ang i-discuss ko sa inyo ngayon is the basic 3 classification. So the first one is stock or equity fund. Ito po ay bagay kanino. Bagay po ito dun sa mga risk takers o aggressive investors. Bagay din po ito sa inyo na long-term ang inyong goals. At bagay din po ito sa mga millennials. Okay? So majority po ng pera, okay, ang gagawin ng fund manager, i-invest nyo po sa mga high-risk investments. Like, naka-invest sa mga local companies in the Philippines, like company ni na Lucio Tan, ni na Gokong Wei, ni na C. Ayan. So, bakit risky? Siyempre, performance ng companies yun eh. Walang control naman yung mga mutual fund manager doon. And a little percentage of the fund is invested in money market, sa mga treasury bills, sa mga deposits, sumalit na porsyento lang doon. So, majority, like 90%, naka-invest sa mga high-risk type of investments. Now, historically, the average return of this one is 18%. So, kung gusto ng high-risk, high-return, pwede sa'yo ang stock equity na mutual fund. Okay, next, kabaliktaran naman to ng stock equity fund. Ito naman, bond fund. Ang bond fund naman, majority of investors' money po is invested in fixed income securities. Majority ng pera ay pinapautang po sa gobyerno. So kaya po, very safe, pero don't expect a high return. Historically, nasa 8%. So pwede na rin naman siyang pang-beat ng inflation. Okay na rin siya kumpara sa 6%, sa mga 4 to 6% ng MP2 sa pag-ibig. Ayan, which is basically the same lang din naman na safe. Bagay po ito sa mga conservative type of investors, sa mga short-term lang yung goals, and sa mga retirees. But of course, this is just a recommendation. At the end of the day, regardless po kung ano yung aming advice sa inyo, ikaw pa rin na magde-decide niyan, di ba? Kung ano yung gusto mo, kung ano yung risk na kaya mong i-take. Ayan. So next, balance funds. Okay? So it's basically a mixture or a combination of equity and fixed income. So the average rate of return to historically is 12%. Ito yung, kaya po yung madalas natin ginagamit na rate of return when computing is 12% because we don't want to use 18% na binibigay usually ng mga stocks because we don't want to parang i-exage yung rate of return. We don't want to give people false hope. Gusto natin yung makatotohanan. So 12%, more or less, this is appropriate for the moderately aggressive type of investor. Kapag ang goal mo 5 to 10 years to 20 years, and you also expect a high return but safer than stocks or equity fund. Paano ba tayo kikita sa mutual fund? There are actually 3 sources. So meron tayong tinatawag na capital gain. I mentioned this a while ago. Pag tumaas ang presyo. Ang tawag po dun sa presyo ng mutual fund, net asset value per share. Ito po yung NAV-PS at the time the shares are bought. Ima-minus natin yung NAV-PS at the time the shares are redeemed or sold. So, magkano mo siya nabili minus magkano mo siya nabenta. Tawag po doon capital gain or capital appreciation or price appreciation. Now, another way to earn from a mutual fund is through dividends. So, for example, yung mutual fund mo, nag-invest ka sa mutual fund, tapos naka-invest yung money mo sa 20 blue chip companies, tapos isa doon, for example, is si PLDT na nagbigay ng dividends. So yung dividends po or yung kinita ng PLDT, that's automatically reinvested. And of course, aside of course sa stocks, equity, meron ding pinaglalagyan yung mga fund manager, pinapautang ang government or through treasury bills or treasury bonds, yung interest income po doon is also automatically reinvested sa mutual funds. Ang tawag po sa price per share, pag mutual fund is net asset value per share. Pag direct stocks, we call that price per share of stock. Okay? Pag mutual fund, NAV-PS. Bali, hindi po siya katulad ng direct stocks na every second, every minute, nag-iba-iba yung presyo ng mga companies like Jollibee, PLDT, Ayala Land. Ang mutual fund po ay kino-compute by getting the difference, okay, of the assets at market value, ma-minus po niya yung liabilities niya for that day, divided by the total number of common shares outstanding. Ang NAV-PS po, nagbabago po yan daily. Nako-compute po yan at the end of the day. Now, eto na. This is a historical performance of one of our mutual funds in the Philippines. So what if si Lolo nag-invest ng 1 million in a mutual fund? So meron ng financial education si Lolo noong 1994. Nag-invest siya ng 1 million pesos. Ang halaga ng mutual fund na to is 1 peso. So kung merong 1 million pesos si Lolo, piso ang halaga per share, ilang shares of stocks ang nabili ni Lolo? 1 million pesos divided by 1 peso. So nakabili si Lolo ng 1 million. Eh what if in 1994, right after investing, nagka-amnesia si Lolo? Yan. Tapos last year, naalala niya, bumalik na yung alaala niya. Sabi sa'yo, Iha, pakicheck nga ng aking mutual fund. Kasi naalala ko na, may ininvest nga pala ako. So when you check, last year, July 19, 2019, yung 1 million shares ni Lolo, ayan, i-multiply natin dun sa NAV-PS, it's already 40 pesos, 44.11. Ayan, so meron na si Lolong 40,441,100 pesos. Ayan. Kung ikaw ang apo ni Lolo, masaya ka ba? Masaya ka ba ngayon? Alagaan mo si Lolo? Malamang alagaan mo, right? 40 million minus 1 million na in-invest niya. So, kumita si Lolo ng 39 million. Imagine kung lahat ng mga Pilipino na turuan natin mag-invest. Okay, this is really the reason why I continue to do what I do to promote financial literacy because maraming mga Pilipino nakaasa lang sa kanilang active income and yung active income pa hindi pa nag-iipon. They don't understand mutual funds. They don't know how to grow their money. So imagine kung lahat tayo, we shared advocacy, wala na siguro pamilya maghihirap in the future. Ayan, kung kilala niyo po si Boss Rex Mendoza, ayan, so sabi niya, if we are to become a prosperous nation, we have to be made up of prosperous people. Tama? So the only way for us, for the country to become prosperous or wealthy is to make sure that we also have wealthy families. So this is very similar not to the mission of IMG, which is no family left behind. We would like every family to become wealthy through financial education. So 2020, andito tayo. Okay? So last July 13, when I checked, our PSEI is 6,157. Pag sinabi pong Philippine Stock Exchange Index, ito po yung barometer ng stock market natin. This is composed of the 30 largest corporations in the Philippines. Ang daming takot na takot, daming ask ng question, Ma'am Divine, bagsak na bagsak ang presyo ng stocks, ng mga mutual funds. Maganda mo mag-invest ngayon, di ba? So takot na takot sila without knowing na kahit bumagsak ito ngayon, if you compare that over the past 30 years, over the past 40 years, over the past 20 years, definitely mataas pa rin itong performance ng ating stock market. So napakarami na pong crisis na pinagdaanan natin sa Pilipinas. Hindi lang naman itong pandemic, ayan, so merong coup d'etat, merong Ramos Power Crisis, Asian Financial Crisis in 1997, tapos isa sa pinakamatindi rin is yung sa US Financial Crisis or Global Crisis. Just to give you an idea, kung 20 years ago, nag-invest ka na, ayan, so 20 years ago, year 2000, ito more or less yung kita mo, from 2,000 points to 5,000 points. Pero sino kaya ang mas kumita? Yung long-term investor or short-term investor? Kung na-late ka ng 10 years, nag-delay ka, tingnan natin, yung nag-start ng from 2010 to 2020 or 10 years, ayan, yan more or less yung kanyang kinita. So definitely, daig ng maagap ang masipag. Tama? Daig ng long-term investor ang short-term investor. That's why it's really recommended that when you are planning to invest in mutual funds or kung nag-invest ka na sa mutual funds, make sure ang mindset natin ay pang long term. Alright, and of course, hindi natin pwedeng kalimutan, ang tinuturo sa atin is always build a solid financial foundation. Ang pagpapayaman ay hindi natatapos at nagsisimula lang sa pag-invest. Because it's like building a house, so lahat nagsisimula yan sa tamang foundation. Dapat you manage your cash flow very well, dapat meron ka malang healthcare and insurance para magkasakit ka, hindi mo kailangan magbenta ng properties, hindi mo kailangang i-pull out yung mga investments para lang sa pagkakasakit mo. What if nag-invest ka ng 100,000, tapos nagkasakit ka, bypass operation, 1.2 million. Diba? So yung in-invest natin, kulang pa pag nagkasakit tayo. So mahalaga meron din tayong healthcare. What if namatay tayo? Yung 100,000 ba na in-invest natin enough para sa family natin? Diba? Samantala kung insured ka ng 1 million, at least meron kang instant savings na pwede mong iwanan sa family. And of course, goal natin, ma-zero out natin yung ating utang, mag-create ng emergency fund, and last but not the least, mag-invest. Because kapag yan ang ginawa natin, meron tayong peace of mind. Kasi you know what, napakaraming crisis na pwede natin pagdaanan sa buhay natin. What if mawalan tayo ng income? Like ngayon, maraming mga Pilipino ngayon na naka-realize, okay, walang income, bakit? Ayan, because maraming mga nagsarang company, because of the pandemic. So marami rin mga Pilipino walang emergency fund. Insolvency, illnesses, what if magkaroon ng sakit sa family, ma-disabled tayo, hindi na tayo makabalik sa work, magkaroon ng untimely death, or company or business bankruptcies, yung solid financial foundation natin ang magsasalba sa atin kung tama natin ginawa. Okay, hindi tayo nag-shortcut. Marami kasing gusto mag-shortcut eh. Akala nila, pag nag-invest ka sa mutual funds or stocks, yayaman ka kaagad-agad. Kahit may pera na tayo, nakipag-ipon tayo, may crisis pa rin tayo mga pagdaraanan. So dapat ready tayo, prepared tayo anytime. You can survive and thrive any crisis if you have the right strategy. And that strategy is building a solid financial foundation. So wag natin kakalimutan na, make sure you have your healthcare, your insurance, ayan, habang nagbabayad ng utang, nag-create ng emergency fund before you invest. Again, just a recap, marami tayong kakampi sa pagpapayaman. So money, rate of return, sabi nga ni Lolo Albert, para mabilis mo madoble pera mo. And of course, time. And of course, ayan, enemies. Mapapansin nyo, maraming mga tao may pera naman. Masipag naman magtrabaho, kumikita ng malaki. May mga professionals. Pero bakit hindi pa rin nagiging financially free? Bakit pag nag-retire, broke pa rin? Bakit 1% lang ng mga retirees natin sa Pilipinas ang mayamang-mayaman? Alam nyo kung bakit? Because meron silang isang kakampi na hindi nila kinampihan, and that is financial education. We didn't have any financial literacy when we were studying. Walang financial literacy. So my belief is that really the best investment is not mutual fund. The best investment is not stocks. The best investment is not healthcare. The best investment is not insurance. The best investment is investment in yourself. When you invest in knowledge, when you invest in educating yourself, the more you learn, the more you'll earn. Kaya maraming hindi kumikita, hindi nila napapalago yung pera nila because they don't know. Diba? Wala silang financial education. So pasalamatan niyo po yung mga sarili niyo because no matter how busy you are, no matter how many struggles and challenges that you continuously face every day, you still take the time to learn. So naniniwala ako na you are here for a reason, and eto yung gawin nyo, gamitin yung tool, yung investment in knowledge as a way for you to grow your money and achieve all your financial goals someday. Now, to give you an idea, paano mo i-apply yung learnings mo, si IMG can help you in partnership with Ramper Financial. So, Ramper Financial po ang pinakamalaking mutual fund distributor sa Pilipinas. Right? So, hindi ka naman pwede kasing bumili ng shares of stocks ng mutual funds sa branch ng Jollibee, sa mismo bilingan ng mutual fund shares, potato fries and hamburger. Hindi naman, di ba? Or gusto mong bumili ng mutual fund shares, kasama yung SM, Pure Gold, hindi ka pwede pumunta sa mga counter para bumili nun. Dadaan ka po sa brokerage company. And IMG po is a brokerage firm. So, it's tied up with Ramper Financial para i-distribute yung mutual funds natin sa Pilipinas. IMG po, hindi po yan yung mutual fund company. It's just a distributor. Okay? Same with Ramper Financial. So, who are the owners of this company? So, IMG po is founded by Dr. Joanne de las Peñas, Engineer Bart Borja, and Engineer Noel Arandilla. Si Corina Sanchez po is the ambassadress of financial literacy. Rex Mendoza naman po, I mentioned a while ago, he is the president and CEO of Ramper Financial, the largest distributor of mutual funds in the Philippines. As a former president and CEO of Film Life, and currently the chairman of Ayala Land International Sales Incorporated and president of Ayala Land Sales Incorporated and Avida Sales Corporation. So, ilan lang po sa mga mutual fund partners ni IMG, okay, being catered by IMG, is Soldivo Funds. Ang Soldivo po, ang pinakamura, isa sa pinakamurang mutual fund natin sa Pilipinas. So with 1,000 pesos, more than 1,000 pesos, more than 1,000 shares na rin ang mabibili mo. That's why it's also a recommended mutual fund. Now we also have Phil Equity. ATR Kim Eng, it's a Malaysian company, and top performing po yan. FAMI, First Metro yan, from a subsidiary of Metro Bank. And Film Life, ang alam po natin, ang Film, insurance lang po. Pero si IMG po is nakapartner din kay Film Asset Management Incorporated. Hindi po dun sa insurance ni Film, kundi sa mutual fund ni Film. Ganun naman po si Sun Life. I'm sure familiar kayo sa Sun Life, sa dami ng insurance agent na kumakausap sa inyo. Tama? Pero hindi po tayo connected sa insurance nila. Ang accredited lang po ni IMG sa Sun Life ay yung kanilang mutual fund. Now, this is a recommendation if you would like to invest in companies like in mutual funds like Phil Equity, Atram, Soldivo. Through the membership platform of IMG, pwede ka nang magkaroon ng direct access. Okay? And you can enjoy discounts when you invest. There are so many benefits na pwede mong ma-avail as a member of IMG. It's like enrolling in school. Nagbayad ka ng tuition and you get all the benefits for yourself. Don't worry po yung nag-invite sa inyo, kahit po 1 peso, hindi po yan kikita sa 5,500 membership na ibabayad mo sa IMG. This is a lifetime membership, okay? And kasama na po dyan is wala kang babayarang processing fee every time nag-i-invest ka sa mutual fund investments mo. Ayan, wala rin po kaming kinikita, okay, kahit 1 peso sa lahat ng investments mo. So we have to be very clear on that. Okay, so may mga kinikita lang Of course, when may mga real estates, may mga healthcare, insurance products, pwede ka rin namang mag-earn sa sarili mong financial products. So yun ang kagandahan ng membership platform ni IMG. Like SNR, bago ka makapag-grocery kay SNR, nagme-member ka. So why not take advantage of the membership platform of IMG para makatipid kayo ng bonggang-bongga every time you invest in mutual funds. So IMG po is a one-stop shop and we are connected with 30 plus mutual funds in the Philippines. So on top of the mutual funds, meron din po kaming healthcare. We're also partnered with some of the companies in the Philippines like real estate, Ayala Land, SMDC, DMCI. So when you become a member of IMG, you bypass the middleman. So hindi ka na dumadaan sa iba-ibang agent, sa iba-ibang broker. So why not become a member para wala ka ng komisyon na binabayaran sa mga agent or broker. Ikaw na mismo ang kumikita sa sarili mong investments. Tayo din po ay connected sa Abacus, one of the largest direct stock brokerage firm in the Philippines through MyTrade. So kung gusto mo, direct stock ka, shareholder ka, or indirect shareholder ka, pwedeng-pwede po yan when you're a member of IMG. So one of the benefits when you are a member of IMG, you enjoy zero entry fee, ayan, for all your mutual fund investments. So you can now buy more shares with your money. Ayan. So why invest in mutual funds through IMG? So hindi lang po dahil walang processing fee, ayan, kundi unlimited at saka po free ang investment seminars. Lahat po ng updates sa mutual funds, you get to attend them for free and that's lifetime. Okay, so pwede ka maging lifetime member. 5,500, mura ba to or mahal? This is lifetime, one time. So ano makukuha mo dyan? So hindi ka lang po member ng IMG, meron na rin po yung kasamang free Soldivo Mutual Fund shares na 1,000 pesos. So member ka na and at the same time, fund investor ka na rin. So meron na rin po yung free 100,000 pesos na personal accident insurance para anytime ma-aksidente ka, ayan, meron na agad 100,000 pesos. And of course, may memorial concierge services, ayan, memorials similar to yung services na pinaprovide ng St. Peter, if you're familiar with that. May kasama na rin siyang free eye frame na dalawa kada taon. Napakarami po actually. Actually, we now have 35 membership benefits that you can access if you are a member of IMG. Yung part 2 po natin ng mutual fund is accessible to our IMG members. Ayan, and if you're going to invest, okay, so you will deposit or transfer the money sa IMG. So, pwede nyo pong i-screenshot yan. Pwede kang mamili kung saan mo gusto, BDO, Union Bank, PNB, Metro Bank, Land Bank, BPI. Ayan. Pwede ka rin mag-invest online through BPI Express Online or through bills payment para mabilis po ang process ng inyong mutual fund or inyong membership. So, some of the membership benefits, ayan, makikita nyo sa screen, we have more than 35 na. So, kasama dyan yung unlimited education. So marami kang matitipid kasi when you attend seminars, alam naman natin hindi naman free ang mga webinars, mga seminars. When I talk to businessmen sa Department of Trade and Industry sa PTTC, they pay 2,000 pesos each, di ba? Samantalang sa IMG, free natin nakukuha. When you invest in mutual funds, di ba? 5,000 pesos, pwede mong matipid yan. At napakarami pang iba na pwede mong matipid when you are a member of IMG. And of course, isa sa pinakagusto natin, pag member ka ng IMG, lifetime yung financial education. So, available yung mga webinars. So, time mo na lang ang ang problema. Ikaw na lang din talaga magde-decide para sa sarili mo. Okay, mahalaga ba yung financial education? Yes. Sabi nung iba, buti na lang naka-attend ako, naintindihan ko yung mutual funds. Diba? Kung hindi ako naka-attend, until now, clueless ako. Until now, nakarely pa rin ako sa active income ko. Until now, akala ko employment pa rin ang pwedeng magbigay sa akin ng magandang buhay, di ba? So right now, yung mga sikreto ng mga mayayaman is already available even to ordinary people because of financial education. So thanks to IMG because they provide us financial education. Just a comparison, no? When you are a non-member, kasi may nagtatanong mo, pwede ba akong mag-invest? Pwede naman. So every time nag-invest ka, magbabawas sila ng gantong interest. So why pay for charges similar to inflation rate na it will take you years to recover that amount. So imagine if you are investing 20,000 pesos every month, it's as if you're paying 700 pesos a month for the sales load fee alone. In 1 year, that's 8,400. Eh di sana nag-member ka na lang na 5,500 na lifetime pa. Diba? So, na-educate ka pa. Now, let's proceed to the simple and easy steps to open a mutual fund account. So, the first step, you fill out your membership form. Hingi kayo ng link ng e-app and meron din tayong available na mga Soldivo mutual fund form, Phil equity form. Halos kompleto naman tayo ng ating mga mutual fund forms. Fill out and then fund your investment. So, pwedeng deposit, bank transfers, GCash, Palawan Express, and submit the forms. I suggest na you pay first kasi po when you process that online, i-attach po dyan yung proof of payment. Alright? Ayan. So now, let's proceed to an actual statement of account. Para magkaroon naman kayo ng idea if talagang ang mutual fund po ay para sa inyo. Ayan, regardless kung ano yung status mo sa buhay, bata ka ba, matanda, professional, non-professional, retiree, nakapag-aral or hindi, is it appropriate for you? Is mutual fund investment for you? So tingnan natin this mutual fund investor invested in 2007. Napansin nyo, 2 beses lang po siya nag-invest. Okay? February 14, o diba? Memorable. Malamang sabi niya, treat ko sa sarili ko, diba? February 14. So, magkano pong in-invest niya? 100,000. So, mamaya, mapakita naman natin, what if wala kang 100,000? Mas mababa ang pera mo. Kikita ka pa rin ba? Ito, may 100,000 siya. Ayan, nag-invest siya noong February 14, 2007. Ang halaga po ng mutual fund shares na to, or NAV-PS, is 12 pesos and 69.8 centavos. So, 100,000 pesos divided by 12.698, nakabili po siya ng 7,718 mutual fund shares. And 1 week after, bumili uli siya, may pera uli siya, 100,000. Ayan, malaman nabigyan to ng bonus. Ayan, so nakabili uli siya, tumaas na ang presyo ng kanyang mutual fund, naging 13.1292. So, mas bumaba ang shares na nabili niya, 7,464. Again, 2007 ito. 2008, November 18, ang halaga na is 7.917. Napansin nyo, from 12 pesos, naging 13. Tapos, pagdating ng 2008, di ba? Just 1 year, naging 7.9. Ano ang meron ng 2008? Ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina. Kung nakita nyo dun sa chart kanina ng Philippine Stock Exchange Index, nagkaroon ng US financial crisis. So, lahat ng stocks, mutual funds, ay bumagsak yung presyo nila. So, imagine, if wala tayong financial education at short-term lang yung goal natin, nag-invest ka ng 200,000, in 1 year, guys, 120,000 na lang yung pera mo because of economic recession. Tama? Ito yung sinasabi ko na, can you take that risk? Makakatulog ka ba kung nabawasan ng 80,000 yung 200,000 mo? May depression ka na ba niyan? Diba? Now, if kaya mo naman, long-term yung goal mo, at kung ikaw ay na-educate, na nag-stay ka pa ng medyo matagal, hinayaan mo nang kumita yung pera mo, ito ang mangyayari sa atin. Okay? So, next slide natin. Ito yon. So, ilan yung total number of shares na bili niya? So, 7,718 plus 7,464. Nakabili po siya ng 15,182. From 7 pesos, kumustahin natin itong mutual fund na to. As of last year, July 19, 2019, it's already 40 pesos and 44.11 centavos. So, that means to say, ang total market value na nito, from 200,000, meron na po siyang 613,976.78. Magkano pong in-invest niya? So, the market value minus 200,000 in-invest niya. So, kumita po siya. Ang tawag natin, capital gain or capital appreciation or price appreciation, 413,976.78. Divided by yung kanyang in-invest, that means to say, kumita po siya. Ito po yung rate of return niya, 206.99%, which is way better than our bank's interest rate. Okay, another example. Ito naman, long-term investor. 10 years ago pa lang, kumpara dun sa nag-invest ng 2007, may financial education na. Okay? Pero pinagkaiba, isa pa sa pinagkaiba nila, aside from the fact na mas maaga siya nagsimula, 10 years ahead, 25,000 lang yung kanyang ininvest, hindi po 200,000. Okay? Mas mababa pa ang presyo ng stocks na to nung binili niya. So with 2 pesos and 63.99 centavos, nakabili po siya ng 9,281. Ilang shares kanina, yung unang-unang case natin, nasa 15,000, right? Ito, 9,281 lang yung kanyang shares na nabili and one-time investment lang. Isang beses lang siya nag-invest. Okay, malamang hindi na ito umaatan ng mga webinars kaya hindi na siya motivated mag-invest regularly. Ayan, so tingnan natin kung kumita yung kanyang mutual fund. So, 9,281 is the total number of shares that he bought. Ayan, so ang presyo po nito as of last year, July 19, 40.411. So kung meron na siyang accumulated investments na 375,333.85 minus yung kanyang ininvest na 25,000. So kumita siya ng 350,333.85. So divided by initial investment niya, so ang rate of return po niya, okay, is 1,401.34%. Right? So, malaking tulong talaga to, especially dun sa mga long-term investor. Now, another example. Ito naman is regular investor siya, pero short time lang to. Parang ilang beses lang siya. 1, 2, 3, 7 times lang siyang nag-invest. Medyo malaki-laki ng konti yung amounts niya. 50,000, 80,000, ayan, 60. So, total amount na ininvest po niya is 380,000. Makikita niyo sa screen. Now, nagsimula siya 2008. May 4 na beses sa loob ng isang taon. Parang nag-quarterly siya. Tama? Tapos, hindi siya nag-invest ng 2009, 2010. Nag-skip. Alright? Malamang nagpakasal na to. Lumaki gastos. Ayan. 2011, invest ulit. So, total number of shares na nabili po niya, 27,695. Ang NAV PS, okay, pataas ng pataas from 11 naging 20. Let's check it out. Last year. So, nakabili siya ng 27,695 shares times 40.411. So, meron na siyang 1,120,016.26 minus yung ininvest niya. So, meron na siyang kinitang 740,016.26 or a rate of return of 194.74%. Not bad. Okay, ito naman, ito pinakagusto ko. Okay, kasi siya, hindi naman niya kailangan ng napakalaking amount, pero siya consistent investor siya. Okay, merong discipline. Iba talaga pag may disiplina kumpara sa may maraming pera. Madadaigin mo yung maraming pera pero malaki yung gastos. Kahit minimum wage earner ka, if you can discipline yourself. Ayan, so nag-start po siya 2007. So napansin nyo, ilang beses din siya sa loob ng isang taon. Ito nga, 2008, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. May 20,000 siya, 10. Ano napansin nyo sa net asset value per share? 13 pesos, naging 12, bumagsak ng 11, naging 10, naging 9. 2008, again, US financial crisis. Tapos, naka-recover ulit. Pataas na rin siya ng pataas pagdating ng 2009, 2010, 2012. Okay, ilan lahat ang nabili niya? Nakabili po siya with a total amount of 215,000 pesos. Ilan lahat nabili niyang shares? 19,948 mutual fund shares. As of 2012, it's 25 pesos ang net asset value per share. Check natin, last year. Okay, it's also 40, di ba? So, 19,948 ang total shares na nabili niya. So, meron na siyang 806,719.06 minus 215,000 na invest niya from 2008 to 2012. So, 4 na taon. So, meron siyang capital gain of 591,719.06 or 275.22% rate of return. Love it. And ito naman, madalas may nagsasabi, bagay pa ba sa akin mag-invest? Maedad na ako. Diba? So, tingnan natin. So, ito naman, yung kanina po mga pinakita kong example, equity fund po yun ng mutual fund. Those are high-risk type of investments. Ito naman, bond fund. This is an actual example. Ayan, retiree po siya. Nag-retire po siya noong 2004. Napansin nyo? Magkano ang kanyang retirement pay? Meron siyang 3,024,548.42. Kumbaga, naisipan niya na mag-invest na lang sa mutual fund. Ang type of fund niya ay bond fund. So, nung panahon na yon, 1.92, okay, ang NAV PS. So, ang total number of shares na nabili niya, 1,570,775 shares. Take note titingnan natin sa huli kung ilang shares na lang ang natira sa kanya. Kasi po ang ginawa po niya, dahil retired na po siya, wala siyang source of income, is nag-withdraw na lang siya ng nag-withdraw sa kanyang mutual fund. So, lahat redemption. So, 2004 August, nag-redeem, 34,000. Withdraw uli, 58,000. Next year, nag-withdraw uli, 62,000. Diba? August 4, tapos August 3, August 7, 3 days after, redeem agad. Malamang ano lang to, travel na lang, bigay sa mga apo, bigay sa charities, kain sa labas. June 1, nag-withdraw ulit, 220,000. Ba, lumalaki na, 130,000, 98,000. Ayan, tingnan natin, 2007, 3 years after, withdraw pa rin. So, wala na talaga siyang in-invest, talagang puro redemption. Alright? Hanggang 2010. So, ilang years na yon? 2004 to 2010, 6 years. What did you notice? Yung net asset value per share is tumataas, 2.6, 2.9 na at the end of 2010. Pero yung balance shares po niya dahil nababawasan from 1.5, naging 1 million na lang. Okay, so tingnan natin. Pagdating ng 2010 or 6 years after, magkano nang na-withdraw niya? Ang total amount na na-withdraw po niya, 1.8 million. Magkano uli yung original amount na in-invest niya? 3 million something, right? Balikan natin, that's 3,024,000. So, ang natira na lang, ang kanyang total na withdraw is 1.8 million. So, kung isipin mo, if kung nasa bangko yan, nasa 1.2 na lang yung pera niya, right? What did you notice? Yung net asset value naman is pataas. From 1.9 pesos, naging 3.12. And yung kanyang shares, dahil withdraw siya ng withdraw, mababa din yung number of shares na nabibili niya. From 1.5, meron na lang siyang 959,140 shares. So, ito na lang natira sa kanya. Check natin last year. Last year, it's 4.2155. That's the net asset value per share. So, magkano po yan sa palagay nyo ngayon? Wild guess. That's 4.04 million. 4,043,254.67. It's as if hindi siya nag-withdraw. Tama? So imagine if during this pandemic, tapos wala ka ng sweldo, retired ka na, you can really make your mutual fund a source of income for you. Yung mga pinaghirapan mo, yung discipline mo, yung mga maliliit na amounts na nilagay mo, kahit 1,000, 2,000, 500, 5,000, if you just do it consistently, diba? Invest regularly, you can really build your wealth over time. So, naniniwala ba kayo, small changes, big money? Malapit na tayo matapos. Gustong mag-invest, pero lagi na lang sinasabi, wala akong pang-invest. If that's the kind of mindset that we have, hindi po talaga tayo makakapagsimula. Most of the time, yung mga barya-barya natin, hindi natin sila pinapansin. But if you check, yung mga items pala, maliliit na items na binibili natin, yan pala din yung pwedeng magpayaman sa atin. For example, sino sa inyo mahilig uminom ng soft drinks? If you're spending 30 pesos per can, and nakakadalawa ka sa isang araw, it means to say you're spending 1,800 per month. Magkano yan isang taon? That's already 21,600 pesos. Pang-invest ba to? Yes, kaso wala tayong pang-invest kasi nasa soft drinks na. Sabi mo, sige, 1,000, invest ko na lang. Pero yung 800 pesos, gagastusin ko pa rin sa soft drinks. Mahirap namang i-change, di ba? Yung ating mga nakasanayan overnight. So what if 1,000 in-invest mo? Kung nasa 4% yan, in 35 years, yung 1,000 mo every month, that's 900,000. Pero yung 1,000 mo, if naka-invest yun sa 12%, like what mutual funds are giving us, in 35 years, alam nyo ba, yung 1,000 mo kada buwan, in-invest mo in 35 years, that's 5.8 million. So, anong gusto natin? Pag nag-retire tayo, 5.8 million o diabetes sa pag-inom ng soft drinks? Di ba? So, wealthy ka na, healthy ka pa. And, kaya ba mag-ipon ng 1,000? O, sino sa inyo kayang mag-invest ng 1,000 per month? Sabi ko nga sa inyo, mga students ko nag-i-invest 1,000 per month. May 2,000 pa nga So, kaya ba mag-invest ng 1,000? 33 pesos a day, kaya ba? May nagsabi, ma'am, hindi ko po kaya mag-invest ng 1,000. Pero 33 pesos, kaya ko po. Alam niyo, may 33 pesos is also 1,000 a month. Diba? We just have to set aside 33 pesos a day to start our mutual fund. investment. So discipline is really the key. You just have to check kung ano yung mga expenses natin na maliliit, na akala natin maliit, pero pag sinumatotal natin, ito po yung ating investable funds. Pag-inom ng coffee, pagkain-kain sa labas, gimmick, party. If you really set aside an amount, bawasan mo lang yan, you're on your way to go. Diba? You can achieve financial freedom. Imagine 1,000 pesos in 35 years, that's 5.8 million. In 20 years time, almost may 1 million ka. But if you can invest more, diba? So 5,000, kaya mong invest monthly, you'll have 27 million in 35 years. And if you can invest more, diba? Imagine in 20 years time, meron kang 45 million. In 30 years time, 152 million. In 35 years, may 272 million ka. Okay? Okay, learn something. Ayan. So, we're down to just a few slides. So, Mr. Save Early, what if ikaw yan, nag-invest ka at the age of 25, 20,000 every year for 6 years. Ito naman si Mr. Save Later, dinelay, hindi muna nag-invest. Pag sabi, pag-aaralan ko muna, akala mo naman pag-aaralan. Ayan, so ang ginawa niya, hindi muna siya nag-invest at the age of 25, malamang party-party muna to. Ayan, or malamang hindi pa po siya naka-attend ng financial talk. Age 31 lang siya na-invite, kakakulit ng kaibigan. So 20,000 din ang ginawa niya, no, investment every year for 6 years. Sa palagay niyo, sino ang mas mayaman sa kanila? Si Mr. Save Early or si Mr. Save Later? Okay, tingnan natin. Si Mr. Save Early, okay, kung kumikita na to ng 12% per year, at the end of first year, meron na siyang 22,400 accumulated investments. And pagdating ng age 60, meron na siyang 5.4 million. Si Mr. Save Later, sa age 25, wala pang kinita. Age 26, wala pa. Dinelay. Saka na ako mag-invest pag normal na ang lahat. Sad to say, hindi po magiging normal lahat. Tayo po ang magde-decide kung kailan natin gagawing normal ang pag-iipon at pag-i-invest. So, anong nangyari? At the age of 60, meron siyang 2.7 million. This is the cost of delaying. Diba? Akala natin walang effect yung time. Pero the more that you delay, okay, you lose the opportunity to earn. Imbes na kumikita na yung investments mo, madadaig po talaga tayo ng taong maagap. Kaya nga sabi, daig ng maagap ang masipag. Pero sabi ng iba, paano naman ako? Hindi naman ako millennial. Ano yung magre-retire na ako or 50 years old na ako? Pwede pa ba akong humabol? Pwede naman po. Meron tayong tinatawag na Mr. Catch Up. Hindi po ketchup pa, catch up. Pwede pang humabol. So for example, hindi rin siya nakapag-invest ng 6 years unlike si Mr. Save Early. Pero at age of 31, ginawa niya, nag-invest siya 20,000. Ano naging puhunan niya? Ang naging puhunan niya dito, consistency. So nag-invest siya na nag-invest, talagang naging lesson sa kanya yung pagde-delay, tapos continuous pa rin siya nag-invest. So tingnan natin, at the age of 60, ayan, more or less meron pa rin siyang 5 million, kapareho ni Mr. Save Early. Kaya kung medyo hindi natin natutunan yung mutual fund, ang sarap sana, no? Kung pagka-graduate pa lang ng college, may financial literacy na tayo, edi sana pagka-graduate pa lang, meron na tayong ini-invest. Diba? So, option number 1, mamili po kayo ha. Option number 1, sacrifice now and enjoy later. Or option number 2, enjoy now and suffer later. Anong gusto natin? Diba? Konting sacrifices lang and it will pay off naman in the future. I hope marami kayo natutunan. Let me just give you 3 things. 3 golden rules to investing. Tandaan nyo to ha. Okay, number 1, invest early. Start now. There's no better time than today. Remember that. When is the best time to invest? 10 years ago, 30 years ago, 5 years ago. Kung natutunan lang natin siya. Okay, and when is the second best time to start? Today is the second best time to start. Okay, if you keep on delaying, sad to say, sayang. Sayang yung opportunity. Rule number 2, invest regularly. Huwag naman one-time investment lang. Pag malaki yung potential na kitain ng mutual fund investment nyo, kung nag-i-invest po kayo regularly, you do money cost averaging as a strategy because whatever is the time in the market, if you continuously invest and invest pa more kapag down ang stock market, you'll do very well in mutual fund investing. And the third golden rule in investing, invest long term. Make your money grow. Wag naman po yung hindi pa kumikita, kukunin agad. So again, I-attach mo siya dun sa mga long-term goals mo, pambili ng bahay, lupa, sasakyan, pang-retire, pang-college education ng anak. Make it long-term. Okay, para palaguin. Wala namang halaman na pag tinanim mo ngayon yung boto, bukas tutubo agad. So, give it time to grow. Okay? Let it compound. Yung sabi ni Lolo Albert Einstein, the law of compound interest, hayaan mo munang kumita ang pera mo. And of course, invest, invest, invest until you achieve your financial success. Don't wait until you are ready. Never ever reason out, hindi pa ako ready. You'll never be ready. Your life will never be normal. Maraming nagsasabi nyo, saka na lang pag magiging normal ng lahat. No, it won't happen. You're never going to be 100% ready. What's important is that you take action to be ready. What if you've started 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? When is the right time to invest? 20 years ago, sana natutunan na natin. Diba? So, sana may financial literacy na noon. And now that you have it, okay, don't ever lose this opportunity to start early. You'll realize that today is someday years ago. Ito yung 5 years ago na sinasabi mag-iipon na ako. Ito yung 2 years ago, after mag-graduate, sabi mo mag-start na ako. Ito yung last month na sinabi mo na sarili mo, pagka dumating yung aking sweldo, mag-iipon na talaga ako, and yet nothing happened. Diba? So, napansin nyo ba, nagiging cycle lang siya. Pag wala talagang action, wala tayong magiging future. So, never delay again. If you want it, you just have to do it. So, what are you putting off today that you put off yesterday? Sabi nga, you may delay. Anything, lahat ng pwede mong gawin ngayon, pwede mong i-delay. Pwede hindi ka mag-invest agad, maghintay ka pa ng 1 month, maghintay ka pa ng next year, maghintay ka pa maging normal lang lahat after this pandemic. But of course, time will not wait for you. Time will not delay. You can always bring back money. People would always ask me which is more important, time or money. I would always say time is more important than money. You can always replace money, but you can never bring back time. Once you lose time, you can never bring it back. Okay, so now is a better time to do whatever you have put off yesterday. So know the real value of today. Today was once the future from which you expected so much in the past. I hope that you can make that future today.